Hey, Pastor Scott here with the Weekly Word, walking outside on this beautiful fall day and just the hill country where God has just made it so precious for us to exist in this area. Just makes me think of how amazing eternity is going to be in heaven with this newly created heaven and earth. And so today we're looking at never-ending joy, what it's going to be like to live forever with Jesus in a place that He's been making ready for us for a long time. Revelation 21, verse 22 says this. John's writing about a vision he's seen of heaven and earth as we end life here and begin forever with Jesus. And he says, I saw no temple in the city, for the Lord God Almighty and its Lamb are its temple. And the city has no need of a sun or a moon, for the glory of God illuminates the city, and the Lamb, that's Jesus, is its light. The nations will walk in its light, and the kings of the world will enter the city in all their glory. Its gates will never be closed at the end of the day, because there's no night there. And all the nations will bring their glory and honor into the city. Nothing evil will ever be allowed to enter. In verse 3 of that same chapter, in 3 different times, God says, I'm gonna choose to be with you. That name Emmanuel that we celebrate so much at Christmas. He says, I'm gonna come down and bring my place to where you are. I wanna be with you. I wanna move into the neighborhood and be where my people are. You know, when you strip it all down, this entire gospel story, the story of Jesus, the story of earth and existence as we know it, it's all about a God who just loves us so very much and just wants to be with us all the time and does everything necessary to make a way for us to be with Him. So when we think about this God who wants us and loves us and never-ending joy and all that goes with heaven and eternity, I have some questions I want to pose to us to really think about and then to live out of. First, when you think of God choosing to be with you, making heaven and a new heaven and a new earth, how does that make you feel? Do you get excited? Do you get nervous? Or you're like, heaven kind of sounds like boring with fluffy clouds and harps? Or do you really understand that He's been making this for your benefit and for your blessing and for a place for Him to be with you? How does it make you feel to think about heaven forever with Jesus as the light of the entire place? No sun needed. And then, does joy describe your life? Like we talk about never-ending joy. As followers of Jesus right now, as believers, does never-ending joy describe your life even now? Or are you just waiting to finally have joy one day? Because you were saved and redeemed and bought back to have never-ending joy be who you are and how you are now. And then it'll be forever as we're with Jesus forever when this life ends. And then finally, being on mission, being missionaries every day for Jesus, being ones who share the gospel. Are you sharing that joy of Jesus with others? There are people who need it because they're lost totally and they need salvation, redemption. There are people who are broken and hurting who need joy. There are people who are hopeless that need joy. There are people who are just struggling in life for one reason or another that need the joy of Jesus, and you have it in you. So are you giving that away? Thinking about the never-ending joy that is your life as a follower of Jesus. Are you living in it, and are you giving it freely?